Damn, it's almost been like 3 weeks since I've done a review. I hope this doesn't suck. Please don't suck, please don't suck. I need a haircut. Rango. So who is Rango? What is Rango all about? It's about a lizard. A chameleon to be exact. He's in the desert. That's about it. Come on guys, you know not to come to me if you want a full plot synopsis. I'm just here to let you know whether or not it's worth watching or not. And Rango, definitely worth a gander. I personally thought Rango was a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I'd have to say it was the most fun I had in theaters all year. Of course, I should mention that this year is only about 2.5 months old, and it's actually the first film I've seen this year in theaters. Now, some might find that the film is a bit slow and it takes a little bit too long to actually get started, and I guess I'd have to agree, especially for an animated feature. But it is actually longer than the average animated film. It's an hour and 45 minutes. And since the idea of the film is meant to give you kind of like a spaghetti western type of feel, I'd have to say the drag is a bit fitting. You will definitely feel the length of the film, but I kind of think it gives it a little bit more of an epic feel. And I actually appreciate that it didn't rush itself. It took its time. It gave you this incredibly authentic western story with talking animals. And then of course you have Johnny Depp, which I think Johnny Depp is a really good actor. He gives a great performance no matter what. As Rango, he gives a very funny, sometimes a bit too frantic, but very amusing performance. It should also be noted that Rango wasn't actually animated with just motion capture or actors in a sound booth. Depp was actually hired to dress in costume, act out his performance with standing actors in a soundstage, and the animators animated the character according to Depp's actual movements. Which I thought was cool because what you're seeing and hearing is an actual full performance from Johnny Depp. And what I like about Johnny Depp, the actor, is that he always gives a loud and clear and fun performance for whatever he does, as opposed to him being himself and talking on camera like he's some type of, I don't know, social outcast. Why does he do that? Why does he always give an interview like he's mumbling? See, I was actually reluctant to be a part of this project because my friend Tim wasn't involved. It's like, come on, dude, you're like 50 and you look like a 20-year-old. I mean, dude, be happy. You're like the richest actor in the world. As for the rest of the supporting cast, I'm not going to tell you who else is in the movie because part of the fun of watching the film is trying to figure out who's voicing which characters. Now, if you don't know who else is in the movie, don't look it up online. When you go to see the movie, listen and try to figure out who's who. You might be a bit surprised when you see the credits at the end. But the supporting cast is great. The characters are colorful and the voice actors really did their job well. The animation, it is terrific. I'd have to say it is on par with Pixar. Some of those desert shots look like actual live action footage. Matter of fact, I'm not even fully convinced that it wasn't live action. The character models are very awesome too. My niece pointed out that it was cool how they were animated in an over-exaggerated fashion, which means they were designed to look like actual western townfolk, you know, crooked teeth, really gritty, really dirty. And since there's a lot of close-up shots, you can tell there was no room for error. The animation comes to us by way of George Lucas's ILM company, which has spent decades creating special effects for live-action films. But it's really surprising that this is their very first feature-length animated film. It's also directed by Gore Verbinski, Uma Oprah. That was stupid. He directed the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. At least it was a trilogy until Disney figured out a way to milk the franchise for even more cash by creating a 4th one. Gee, thanks. You watch, the 4th one's gonna be the best one and I'm gonna be eating my sarcastic words. Now say what you want about the trilogy. I personally like the trilogy, especially the first one. And Verbinski really knows how to direct excitement. And there is plenty of action and excitement in this film. On a funny side note, Verbinski said that he took on this project because he wanted something that was a smaller scale, but he didn't anticipate that animating this film would be painstaking and time-consuming, so he either consumed a lot of alcohol for this film or took a lot of Tylenol. maybe both. I would. Now, what I liked about the film is that it didn't try to be cute. In fact, it thrived on being odd. It is suitable for family viewing, but I think grown-ups are going to get a bigger kick out of it with the suggestive humor and the numerous Western references. There's even an Apocalypse Now reference, which I thought was hysterical. There is also a cameo from an iconic Western figure. Unfortunately, not all is well with Rango. There are plenty of cliches, there are a lot of predictable moments. As I said, for an animated film, it does have a slow pace. Some of the jokes, they fall flat. There are the occasional broken thought jokes, which the kids will like, the adults will kind of shrug off. The character named Beans, which is Rango's leading lady, she at times gets a bit annoying, not too much, but a little. I mean, the film is produced by Nickelodeon Studios, but I gotta admit, this is probably the best project that they've released since, I don't know, Good Burger? I don't know why I referenced that movie, but I like that movie, I'm sorry, shoot me. But overall, the movie has a lot of excitement, a lot of action, very colorful characters, terrific animation, a great performance from Johnny Depp. Rango is just a lot of fun. I mean, if you don't have fun with this movie, you're just a complete troll. So I am gonna give Rango 4 stars out of 5. One thing I gotta mention, the mariachi owls are absolutely awesome. They are the best on-screen owls since the Owls of Kahul. And again, they're probably the only on-screen owls since the Owls of Kahul. There's good game for Stuck Burrito Entertainment. Join the Stuck Burrito Revolution by subscribing, checking out the Facebook fan page, checking out FavoriteScene.com, following the new Twitter account. Did I leave anything out? After you do all that, definitely go check out Rango. Ah! Damn thing is defective. What?